morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Jessie, and this is a 30-minute opening to deep rest class. And we're just gonna get started in a child's pose. So I'll practice for most of the class with you. So let's get started in child's pose. Big toes together, knees out as wide as your mat, and fingertips reach forward. Drop your forehead down and allow yourself to arrive. Allow yourself to slow down, let the wheels kind of stop turning, even though it's only 9 a.m. or maybe if you're on the East Coast 11 a.m. Just let those wheels slowly come to a halt. And instead of focusing on what's going on in between your ears, up in your head, focus on the breath. So together, take a deep breath in. And together, take a deep breath out. Yeah, do that a couple more times. Inhale and exhale, just big through your nose and your mouth. Walk all 10 fingertips over to the right side of your mat. Stack your left hand up on top of your right. So you get a nice side body stretch here. Really press that left hip over to your left heel. And take 3 breaths here. And then switch sides really slow. Hands walk over to the left. Right hand stacks on top of left. Right hip presses to the right heel. 3 breaths. Good, and come back through center and come up into a tabletop position. So we're not just gonna dive straight into a pigeon pose just because I'm not warm yet and you might not be warm yet either. So we're gonna take it kind of slow. We'll take some cat and cows. Drop the belly, lift the gaze. Take a breath in. Exhale, round your spine. Tuck your chin to your chest. Again, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Breathe in. Exhale, round the spine. And keep taking a few cat and cows like that, just connecting your breath to your movement. Yeah, give yourself permission to be a little slow this morning. Right? We don't have to dive right into sun salutations immediately like that. Right? It's Sunday. Give yourself some time and some space. Give up that you have to get up immediately and work. Right? Be a yes for taking your time. Come through a neutral spine. Step your right hand, or your right foot outside your right hand. So right foot comes to right pinky. And start to shift your hips front to back. Again, moving as slowly as you need to. Remembering that your props are there for you if you just need the ground to be a little bit higher this morning to give yourself some space. You can put blocks or books or water bottles underneath your hand. Good, and then start to take some big hip circles clockwise. Really, really slow. And notice the weight transferring around on your right foot. And then counterclockwise. Good, and pause right there. Bring your right knee back to your mat. Switch sides, left foot to left hand. Toes are turned out just slightly, and then front to back. Seeing if you can connect your breath with your movement. Soften the shoulders down your back. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Go ahead and take circles clockwise. And counterclockwise. Good, come back through center. Right knee returns to the mat. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Really, really slow. Soften the knees a lot here. All right, first down dog of the morning. So give yourself a little grace. Give yourself a little space. Yeah, just give yourself like a little time. Like there's no rush this morning whatsoever. Knees are soft. Head is hanging in between your biceps. And bend deeply into the right knee. Melt your left heel down to the mat. Switch sides. Yeah, give up like the fast pace pedaling of the feet. And just take it one at a time. Switch back, bend your right knee. Bend your left knee. And then come back through center. Just melt both heels straight down to the mat. Look forward to your hands. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Ragdoll forward fold. Really, really soft knees here. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Let your head hang heavy. And take inventory of what's going on the back side of your body right now. All the way from your Achilles up your hamstrings. Up the glutes, over and down the low back, all the way through your spine and the base of your neck. Release your hands to the mat, heel toe your feet together to touch. And nice and slow, roll all the way up to stand. Press down through all four corners of your feet. Press down through your big toe mounds. Sweep your arms up overhead, look up. Breathe in, and exhale, fold forward, just as slow. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, downward facing dog, just step right back to it. Together, take a breath in. Together, take a breath out. And then from down dog, step your right foot outside your right hand. So coming back into that lounging lizard pose. At this time, just keep that left knee lifted. Shift forward and back. Nice and slow. And shift in circles, both counterclockwise and clockwise. Like no rules, no right or wrong. Just do whatever your body feels good to do. And then come through center and drop that left knee down. Heel toe this right foot all the way across the top of your mat to your left hand, half pigeon. And you might just like pick it up and move it there. If you're like, ugh, heel toeing is taking too long, I can't move it like that. Just pick up your foot and move it to the left side of your mat. Your shin drops down, your knee drops down. And stay pressed into your hands just for a couple of breaths, right? We're not rushing. Let your hips get acclimated and let gravity take over. If it's available, dropping down to the forearms or to those props underneath you. If you have pillows or blocks, really good place to put them is just right underneath your chest, your upper body, your torso. And we'll be in this half pigeon for maybe like a minute. So we'll be here for a little bit. Yeah, everyone else that's hopping on, good morning. I can't really see you because I have bad eyesight and my phone is far away from me, but hi, I see you, I acknowledge you. Yeah, and just again to share like why I wanted to teach this class a little bit different than how we've been teaching it is because like power yoga, Baptiste power yoga like matches my energy like so well. And that's why I love it. Like it's fast and it's sweaty, it's challenging, it makes me feel strong, right? And I forget to like slow down most of the time. Or I rush through the opening to deep rest part of the sequence in like 5 minutes. And I don't give myself that time to slow down and to pause, right? And mostly to feel. We'll be here about another 15 seconds. So if this is uncomfortable for you to just hold and be with yourself, like maybe stay another 30 seconds. Like take your time with it and explore how you're responding to it. Okay, take a breath in and a breath out. And really slowly just press up into your hands. Come back to the top of your half pigeon. Lift your chest, lift the crown of your head. And if it's available, reach back for your left foot and take a little quad stretch. You can reach with either hand, left or right. Okay, drop that left foot. We're gonna roll out onto this right hip, so just drop down onto it. Swing your left leg around for a double pigeon. Stack your left leg on top of your right leg. Ankles and knees are stacked on top of each other. Flex your feet, sit up tall. Like take a moment here, take a sip of coffee, take a sip of water. Fix your hair if you need to. Okay. Take a breath in at the top of your double pigeon. Exhale, start to lean forward. Like if you normally are like, oh, I can just fold in half in this, no problem. Like don't go there yet. Like, give yourself and your body just some time to get in there. Like what do you find in between the transition of like, okay, double pigeon, this is where I go. Like in between that space, like what's there? What are you avoiding to just get to point B? Take about 5 slow, deep inhales and exhales. If you fold it downwards, just slowly start to sit yourself up. Good, uncross your legs, plant your feet on the ground in front of you, knees point up towards the ceiling, and drop your hands by your hips. Just windshield wiper your hips or your knees side to side. Rotating from the edges of your feet. Spread your toes out wide. And then come back through center, cross the legs, down dog. Feeling every inch of that transition. And once you get in down dog, just stillness for a moment. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look forward to your hands. Step your left foot outside your left pinky finger. Like lifted, lounging lizard, shift front to back. And then take any other movements that you need, circles, or maybe stillness. Give yourself permission to not just do the pose that's called, or not just do the pose that you always do the way you always do it. Since you have more time here this morning and we're moving a little slower, like explore that. Drop your right knee. Heel toe your left foot across the top of the mat for half pigeon. Left shin drops down. Walk your right knee back a couple inches. And just stay lifted here for a moment. Chest is lifted. Fingertips are spread wide. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And either stay right here or slowly begin to lower your chest towards the ground. 1 minute here in half pigeon pose. When I first started practicing yoga, like I found yoga at a Baptiste studio. So I never really had anything different, which made me feel really lucky because I love Baptiste yoga, but I also never had the benefits of taking like a yin yoga class or a slower paced yoga class. And it was super uncomfortable for me for a super long time. And it was just this year actually that I got certified in yin. And so the benefits of these like slower yoga classes where you hold for a little bit longer is your body has time to feel things out. Immediately when you go into half pigeon, your body goes into like flight or fight mode. Like it's like, whoa, this is really uncomfortable. This is really deep. I'm gonna hold on really, really tight to protect my person. And when you stay past that, just a little bit longer, like your body learns it's okay to surrender. And it's okay to start to let go. It's okay to soften. Like your body and your brain, those natural responses, they start to trust each other a little bit more. 30 more seconds. Breathe deeply into that trust. For the last 15 seconds, can you find one more place on your body that you can surrender, soften, or let go of? One more deep breath in and out. Slowly start to lift your chest and come to the top of your half pigeon just for another couple breaths, maybe taking that quad stretch. Good, and we'll roll out onto that left hip and swing our right leg around for double pigeon on the opposite side. Stack your joints, flex your feet, sit up tall. And pause right here for a moment. And maybe with every breath, just leaning like an inch deeper into it, really taking your time. Taking your time with the in-between. Giving your body time to trust. Realize that everything's going to be okay. Deep is not necessarily a bad thing. And ultimately giving your body time to surrender. Like a surrender is an opening, and that's exactly what this class is this morning. Opening to deep rest. Practice that surrender over and over and over again. Giving up the need to hold on and flex and control your muscles. And giving your body the okay to just be. Slowly sit up tall. Plant your feet on the ground, hands by your hips, windshield wiper the knees side to side. Good, okay, we're gonna come into a frog pose. So come off the side of your mat. And if you're on a really hard surface, like I'm on brick, so I'm gonna do this. I want you to just roll up the sides of your mat. The short sides. Just for a little extra support, you're gonna put your knees on those rolls. And then I want you to look back at your legs and your feet and make 90-degree angles everywhere. So 90 degrees with your feet, 90 degrees with your knees right here, and 90 degrees with your hips. So you're not super far forward and you're not super, super far back. All 90 degrees everywhere. And you can stay up on your hands or drop down to your forearms. And we'll be here again for about another minute. Yeah, frog pose gets pretty intense, so just be patient. noticing if maybe you can wiggle your knees out just a little bit wider, but not sacrificing the physical foundation of the pose just to get deeper. And also not sacrificing it just to get more comfortable. Sometimes yoga poses are not meant to be comfortable, and that's just life. Something I learned, it took me a little while, I think, with yoga, but like your mat is just like a direct reflection of you, like how you show up and how you react to yoga poses or what's happening on your mat or something someone says in a yoga class or whatever it is. Like you're shown yourself right there, right? So if your immediate reaction when you go into frog pose is like cussing me out and getting angry, getting overwhelmed, wanting to get out of it immediately, like consider where that shows up in other parts of your life. Consider where you can have that conversation between your head and your body to tell each other to just trust. More seconds. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more like that. Inhale and exhale. Really slowly, tiny movements. Just start to walk your knees back in to the center line. Ugh. Frog pose makes me like sweat. So that's definitely something that shows up in the rest of my life when I get overwhelmed. Okay, let me check what time it is. I don't want to go over. Good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness. I got like 5 minutes. We will come down to our backs. Lay all the way down on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. And place your hands on your belly. Take a few deep breaths in and out. And allow your body to just be in the echo of a slow, deep, hip opening 30-minute class. Notice the parts of your body that are lit up from the pigeon poses and the frog poses. Notice the parts of your body that are warm. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then drop both knees over to the right and gaze to the left for a supine twist. Bring out through your center body. Notice your breath is shallow and short and quick. Lengthen out your inhales and your exhales to match. Maybe even making your exhales slightly longer than your inhales. Again, because we're in no rush. Go back to center, switch sides. Drop your knees to the left, gaze to the right. And if you're like a chronic rusher and this class is just absolute hell for you, consider what that means for how you show up in your day-to-day life. Come back through center. Hug your knees in one last time. Give yourself a little squeeze. Pick your head up off the mat. Hug yourself in tight. Take a breath in. And release out into Shavasana. Arms and legs out long. take up plenty of space. Hands can go wide off your mat, feet can go wide off your mat. Give yourself one last moment to be exactly as you are. Give yourself one last moment of deep rest. Put your attention on your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose and clear it out through your mouth. And take little movements with your fingers and your toes. Put your arms up overhead and your feet away from your hands. Take a long full body stretch and then roll over onto your right side and pause just for a moment. And then using your hands, press yourself up into a nice, tall, comfortable seat. I'm gonna get a little closer. Yeah, keep your eyes closed, unless you wanna look at me. Good morning. Okay, spine is tall, hands on your knees, and pause. This part for me can be like one of the most uncomfortable parts of a yoga class, just to sit still and breathe. Because again, I'm a chronic rusher. I like to blast through, sweat, get it all in, like 45 minutes is best, and then move on with my day. But right now, this morning, wherever you are, can you just be in the opening? Can you be in that transition? Not at point A, not yet at point B. Just pausing in the middle. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Bring your hands to heart center and acknowledge your body, your practice, your community, and your morning. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center, where the light in me sees and honors the light in each of you and rejoices that we share that same exact light. Together as a community, we say namaste. Yay. Thanks, yogis, for practicing with me.